Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show, brought to you by Salvatore's Pizza. Steve Bradley here, alongside with Jeff DiVeronica, at least virtually. And we are joined now by members of the LeRoy cross-country team, Coach Jay Laitenberger and seniors Keaton Hobart and A.J. Schmidt. And one of the great things about sports are moments and stories. And this team did finish third in sectionals, and they had a great race, but there's even more to it. And I think sports being about moments and sports being about opportunities, especially this year, we're here to share that. So we're going to start with Coach Jay Laitenberger, who will set us up. After you raced at Oakfield, your guys came back to school, and then something special happened.
Yeah, thank you for having us on. This was really a fun day we had on Saturday. We raced at Oakfield, and then after that, the guys had kind of prearranged with AJ. AJ had been training as our alternate for sectionals, and he'd really been training for 2 weeks because there was a longer gap between his last race and sectionals. And then just as, things played out, we didn't need him at sectionals. And so the guys had decided that they wanted to give him one last race. So they texted him and let him know when we were leaving Oakfield, and we met him at the course. And then the 7 varsity boys, basically they re-warmed up, and then they spread out around the course and kind of took AJ on one last race to pace him and help get him a personal record.
Now, AJ, have you been running a lot? How long have you been on the cross-country team?
This is my second year.
Okay, so you just picked it up as a junior.
Yes.
So when you first started, what were your times like? Tell us about your kind of your career as a runner, because obviously your teammates gave you a great opportunity to do something cool on Saturday.
Yeah, so when I started, I was not good at all, really.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You just were slow, or tell me a bit more about that?
I was really slow, yeah.
Okay.
So what happened on Saturday then?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, you set a personal record, right? And how much did you improve over the course of the year?
Over the course of this year, about 7 minutes.
Wow.
And over the course of the 2 years.
Yeah.
That's the big question, AJ.
Over the course of 2 years, that would be about 23 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That's a lot. That's why we're talking to you, AJ, because that's a pretty significant thing. And the other thing is, and this will, Keaton Hobart will bring you on here. I mean, I bet you there aren't any teams in Section 5 that did this. There might be other teams that won a championship on Saturday, but as Steve said to me earlier when we were talking about this interview, you guys proved you were winners beyond just the actual competition. How did the guys feel about this, Keaton, about doing this? And don't forget to take that. There you go. He's right on the mute button. Good job. So what was your thought on this, you guys, as a team?
Everyone was very excited to be able to do this. We all knew how hard AJ's been working over these past 2 years, and we were very excited to be able to do this for him for his senior year.
So, Keaton, when I talked to Coach a little bit, he said he approached you with the idea, I don't know, a week or so ago. What did you think when he came to you, and how did you and your teammates execute it?
Well, once he told us, we got all the boys team together. We all talked it through, and we all walked up to AJ all together to tell him in person. And after we told him, he looked very excited to do it, and we were all so excited to be able to do it.
Yeah, AJ, how'd that take you? Is you surprised? How'd that make you feel?
Oh, I was not expecting it at all, no. Well, I didn't really know what to say at the time other than, yes, I do want to do that. And it just felt really nice that they cared enough to do something like that for me.
Coach Laitenberger,
how does that make you feel as a coach? Because
I mean, that's just one of the best coaching moments. I mean, I've been fortunate. I've had a lot of great success. We've had kids go to the state championships. We've won sectional titles. We've had kids win big races. And all of that has its value and has its importance in life. But when you see a group of athletes ranging from freshmen to seniors, they were kind of emotional when we talked about it. I mean, you could see, there were guys that were very adamant that that AJ and his dedication and his hard work and his work ethic, I mean, we got a lot of kids on our team. So the fact that AJ was the 8th man on the team, it meant a lot to them to give them that one last opportunity, that one last race.
AJ, obviously when you started this, you said it yourself, you weren't good. What kept you going? What kept you saying, I'm going to keep going out and practicing, try to get better at this?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, at first I was only really running to help with my anxiety and ability to concentrate on schoolwork, which it has worked for that purpose. And then I just kind of decided that I enjoyed it and kept going with it. And this year I decided I wanted to at least attempt to be good at it. And well, I'd say I kind of succeeded at that. I very nearly ended up going to sectionals.
AJ, I have a little bird in LeRoy. Actually, he's not little. He's about 6'7", and his name's Mr. Holly. And I've known him since he was only about 5'7", so like 8 years old. But he said you're pretty accomplished in scouting too. Can you tell me about some of the things you do away from sports?
What?
I think he's talking about the medal. The medal.
I metal detect as a hobby. Yeah.
Yeah, and have you found anything really neat?
Many things. On the table behind me, which you cannot see, there is in fact most of a silver pocket watch from the 1850s.
Wow.
Among other things.
It's always really cool when AJ kind of pops by my room and he stops by and he's found a new coin. He's found some kind of creative new thing, and he's so excited to share it. And it's always exciting to see the next adventure that he's gone on with his metal detecting.
Well,
So,
it's pretty cool stuff. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna, check in with Keaton one more time. I mean, 3rd place finish at sectionals, and you're with a bunch of guys that succeeded on the course and then off the course. And when you associate with people that do things like that, how does it make you feel inside?
It makes me feel great. Just running with Eric Schwab and Aiden, they're very good and help me push myself a lot during races.
Well, it's this is something that we do every week. I think we have an award, don't we, Steve? Do we have an award?
We do. It's the G&G Fitness Coach of the Week Award, and it's for Coach Laitenberger. And you look at his pedigree. He ran for a Hall of Fame coach over at Victor and Gary Thompson, and then he's come to LeRoy and been there for 20 years, making a difference in the lives of young people. He also coaches indoor track and outdoor track. And when you see your student athletes do something like this, this is what this award is all about. And it's really our pleasure to honor you this week.
Well, thank you very much. That's very nice.
Well, you've been at it a long time, and over 20 years at LeRoy, and obviously a terrific program and a terrific moment, and one that I think that you guys will remember for a very, very long time. So, Coach Laitenberger, thanks for coming on our show. Congrats on being the G&G Fitness Coach of the Week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keaton, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go to your parents after this interview and find out who you were named after. They couldn't just call him Keaton out of the blue. If you were named after Michael Keaton was a fantastic actor. All right.
He was Batman.
Get that answer.
I am Batman. And A.J. Schmidt, congratulations, young man. Thanks for sticking with it, and thanks for being on our program.
No, thank you.
That's LeRoy cross country right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Steve, that's a wrap for this week. Thanks to all of our guests, and thanks for listening every weekend. We will be back next Saturday with another show. It's the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show, brought to you by First Pizza.